who looks so thrilled to be my helper. Anyway, it is the end of August. Ow! Ma'am, it is my bed. You do not need to be like that. Okay, can I continue? All I did was sit down. Yeah, she's not really a people person. But anyway, ignoring Her Highness over here, what was I saying? Oh, it is the end of August, so it's time for the end of the month What Did I Read video. And I got through quite a few, actually, plus 3 audiobooks. And the only book I don't currently have with me, like physically, is Where the Dark Stands Still, which I'm loaning out to my brother, but 5 stars, loved it. Hope she does a sequel, hope she, a novella, a collection of short stories in that world or whatever. I loved it. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend you read that. But anyway, I had 3 audiobooks. A Murder in Mesopotamia by Agatha Christie. I've read it before. I enjoy it. It was fun. And then A Midsummer's Night Dream. Again, I've read it before. I like it. And then Le Morte d'Arthur, The Legends of King Arthur in the original long tome version. Technically, I still have like an hour, a little over an hour left on the audiobook, but I ran out of my audio hours on Spotify and I'm too cheap to buy more. But anyway, it was an interesting month. We started out a little rough. I had 2 5 stars back to back, and then just a series of meh books. Like, they were fine, I guess. Didn't love them, didn't hate them, and a whole bunch of DNFs. So we're gonna go through those first, and then we'll go with the rest of the month, which was fantastic. I had so many 5-star reads, so many anticipated reads come out at the end of the month, and I'm so super excited. But so Jeffrey Deaver, EXO, DNF'd about halfway in. I just didn't care if the stalker got her or not. I just was not engaged. I found it the pacing pretty slow and boring, and there kept being multiple red herrings. Like, it's this guy. No, wait, it's actually this guy. And then blah blah blah. And I just got so bored. So and apparently it's part of a series. I think this is like 3 or 4 in the series. So maybe I missed some stuff in the beginning books, but it was fine, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna continue it. And then we have More Than You'll Ever Know by Katie Gutierrez. It started off promising, and then again I got halfway through and it became such a slog, and I just did not care what happened or who did the killing and if she's really guilty or not. And I looked up spoilers, and yeah, I probably would have been disappointed if I got to the end and that was the ending. I also looked up spoilers for this, and again, I probably would have been disappointed if I had kept going and that was the ending. In the same vein as that, Lola by Melissa Scribner Love. She's the She's the mastermind behind an up-and-coming gang in LA. Could have been really interesting. Like, there was some, like, rich versus poor, like, why do these people turn to, like, that lifestyle and all that. Which, again, could have been interesting. So bored. Got halfway, did not care anymore, and I couldn't do it. I just did not care, and none of them were really interesting. There was a plot line with a kid that piqued my interest, but not enough to finish reading. And I looked up spoilers, and not my cup of tea. And Storm, Dawn of a Goddess. I love Storm. She's one of my favorite X-Men. Like, she is so beyond cool and everything. And I get, like, this is before she became, like, part of the X-Men, and she's still working, pose over here, just all stretched out. She's still, like, coming into her powers and everything, and, gosh, she spent 3/4 of the book whining and just so insecure. It drove me crazy. And apparently, and just out of nowhere in the 4th act, there was a love story, huh? I did not get the whole love story part. I really think they were a match. I don't really get that. But, I mean, again, it could have been cool. It just, I feel like it needed a lot of editing story-wise and pacing-wise and stuff. I mean, it wasn't a bad book by any means. It just didn't really, I don't know, it just didn't really do it for me. And then in the same vein as that, The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I cannot tell you how let down I am by this book. Again, it is 3/4 of the book her being just insecure and mean to these people and like so just negative, and then all of a sudden, 4th act, we get a love interest. I don't know what this dude looks like. They've had like 3 conversations. She has been mean to him the entire time. He has been super overly nice to her the entire time. I don't get it. I didn't buy it. The world building, it needed at least 100 more pages of like world building built in there, because I know she's blue with dark hair. I don't know what she is. I don't really know like all about why she had to flee. Why are you being like this? Ma'am. She's such a temperamental cat. Where was I? Yeah, it was just overall, it felt like it needed another round or 2 of editing and pacing problems. Like, it's kind of interesting in the beginning. Like, she's fleeing and, well, they're fleeing, her and her assistant Kaz, who I loved the plants. The plants were fantastic. You gain another plant towards the end of the book. Small spoiler, I guess. They're fantastic. I love them. That was really the only part I liked. Like, the world itself sounded cute and cozy, and it could have been really interesting. I just did not care about her or her love interest. I didn't particularly care about anything else. It was just, it was a letdown for me. I just couldn't get into it. I had to force myself to finish reading the last, 150 pages. It just, I didn't like it, unfortunately. Because it sounds like it could have been a great book. It just needed a lot more work. Oh, and then at the end you get this random plot with royalty, and I don't know, it was all just very, and there's no like stakes to make you care about where she came from, the island, well, her home island, and then she moved to like the capital, and I just, yeah, I didn't care. It was a massive letdown. More letdown. The Honey Witch by Cindy J. Shields. I have been so excited since it came out in May. I have wanted this since it came out in May. I was so excited to read this for months, and I finally got around to it. And another letdown. I knew I wasn't gonna like it when I got 7 pages in, and she complained about her corset being too tight, that she couldn't breathe. Gang, that's not how corsets work. And if you can't breathe, you're doing it wrong. I don't know. That just bugs me when people go on and on about corsets being like, oh, patriarchy and blah blah blah, and used to keep women down and whatever. Like, sure, could be, but also they're like old timey bras. If it hurts, you're doing something wrong. Like, we have been over this so many times in recent decades. Can we just drop it? But anyway, I kept on against my better judgment. I just did not care about the love story. Again, the love story, well, the love interest, is mean and grumpy for 3/4 of the book. And then we get a random fourth act love story, and there's no chemistry. I don't know if, I don't get why they like each other. And it was, and our main female character was very much not like other girls. Like, she's too good. Oh god, it was so irritating. I gave up a little over 100 pages in. I couldn't do it anymore. And then I did look up spoilers and stuff to find out the ending and whatnot, and it's a spoiler, so ignore the next, so skip the next, like, 20-30 seconds. But her lover dies dies masturbating. Huh? Hmm? Pardon? And then I guess is resurrected in a very obvious plot twist. It makes me laugh. But what? Anyway, yeah, that was the Honey Witch. Again, it also needed more editing, more rounds of edits. Why is nothing getting more than like one round of edit? It seems like, Jesus Christ. But anyway, that, yeah. Anyway, in the same vein as the Honey Witch a little bit, Flower Heart by Catherine Bakewell. If you like ticking representation boxes, this book is for you. If that is your only personality trait, this book is for you. If you like plot, well-developed characters, and really anything like that, this book is not for you. Again, I think I only lasted like 50 pages. Maybe like 50, 60. I just couldn't do it. It's like every time you meet someone, oh, that's another check. That's a check. That's a check. That's that character. There's no nuance. There's no nothing. Just what your identity is. That's the only thing in this book, which is unfortunate because I've read that it has really great anxiety, but I just could not get through everything else. Again, looked up spoilers. If I got to the end, I would have been disappointed. So I'm glad I quit early. Oh, and our last one of the bunch is Lexicon by Max Barry. Hang on, he's tearing up my chair. Mister. I like that chair. Stop it. Oh my god. Some people's cats. But anyway, there is this secret group of poets named after famous poets like Virginia Woolf and T.S. Eliot and all of that. And they like mind control people with words. Well, there's some big catastrophe, and one of them goes rogue, and this seemingly ordinary guy gets pulled into it. He's not ordinary. He's very important to the plot. I just did not care about him. The female plotline, that was a little interesting. I did not care about this book a single bit. Hey, get out of my wine. Thank you. It's, God, I don't even know what to say. It was interesting. hell of a ride. How did this get published kind of way. I yeah, I it had themes of like government spying on you and electronic manipulation and propaganda, which in theory, and that plus like poets and people manipulating you with words and well certain words, and it could have been really cool, which is why I picked it up. But the more I got into it, the more I just was not a fan. But it's a fairly short book, so I've pushed myself to finish, and it yeah, it might be good to some people, but I just was not a fan. I could not get into this book. I didn't really buy the high stakes or the conflict, and there's a lot of action. I will give it that. There's a lot of action and a little bit of like flashbacks, backstory type stuff. And I thought that worked. I enjoyed that aspect because that kind of kept the book moving, but it was still I don't know, it didn't really grip me. I didn't really care who won or not, and the whole finale was, huh? I had to go back and reread a couple times because I didn't think I read that right, and I don't know. It was an interesting book, but let's go to the good side of the reading month. I'm so excited about these. So after all of that, I reread Practical Magic. It's one of my favorite books to read in August. It just feels very August to me. Not necessarily like Halloween. Like, this is definitely more of a summer vibe than a spooky vibe. And I mean, I've been reading this book since high school. I love it. And it's exactly what I needed to get myself back into reading. Or at least, back into, I mean, that many does really wears you out. But anyway, you can't go wrong with this book. I enjoyed it. Oh, I almost forgot. There are mentions of sexual assault in this book, so be careful of that if you want to pick it up. And there are some dark themes in this as well. I do actually prefer the movie over the book, but I really just like Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock. But yeah, it was a nice little palate cleanser. All right. Okay. Wisteria, Adeline Grace. 5 stars. Loved it. I cannot wait to get my hands on the UK version because those are just gorgeous covers. But I had a fantastic time. I do wish we had focused a little more on life and who she was, because you had Signa in the first book, and then Blythe, and then Blythe again, and I like Blythe. I just felt like it was a little too much of her. I wish we had gotten more of the dynamics between life, death, and fate in this book a little bit, but overall, I still highly enjoyed it. It's definitely a new favorite series of mine, and I do want to read it maybe more towards winter, late fall, maybe early winter. I don't know. Those books just give off that kind of vibe, I guess. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Daydream by Hannah Grace. I love the Maple Hills series. I have loved every book in them. They have all been 5 stars for me. And I loved Henry. He's so cute. And I loved Hallie. She's so cute. Oh my god. Perfect. Love this book. I need about 15 more of these in the series. Russ is still probably my favorite. Him and Aurora are still my favorite book so far. But I did highly enjoy this one, and I can't wait for more. I hope she writes more. So I'm a Spider, So What? Volume 1. My brother got me the first 3 volumes for my birthday back in March, and I finally started reading one of them, and I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to be continuing this so far. I'm going to get through the next 3 at least, or the next 2 at least, the ones that I currently have. But overall, I'm really enjoying the series. Well, so far. But she's the basic Japanese high schooler. She gets reincarnated as a monster spider, and she has to survive in a monster world. And I'm excited to see where this goes. Oh. Reckless by Elsie Silver. I did not realize this was fourth. I mean, they're kind of like interconnected standalones, but there were some things I feel like were inside jokes that I didn't really get because I haven't read anything else. I went with this one because it was Bull Rider with accidental pregnancy, and that's just what I was in the mood for at the time. But I will go back and read, what is it? Flawless. I will get that one later. But I do want to continue with the Chestnut Spring series. I highly enjoyed this. 5 stars. One of my favorite romances I've ever read. I cannot wait for the rest of the series. I loved this. It ticked all the boxes for me. It was sweet. It was funny. It was hot. It was so lovely. I also think I need more cowboy romances in my life. Let me know if you have any recommendations. The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. I finished this last night. Well, technically at like 1-ish this morning. But I sobbed. 5 stars. Amazing book. I'm going to have to go back, reread, and annotate this because there were just some parts I laughed out loud. I sobbed. It was like a nice warm hug in book form. It was sweet and sappy and romantic, and I had the best time with the main characters. Like, I felt they were very believable. The romance was believable, the tension was believable, the plot, the pacing, everything. I loved it. Highly recommend. It was so good. I'm glad I finally got around to this, because I do have what was The Forgotten Story, or I think, or whatever her newest release is, and I want to get through that. I do want to do that here at some point eventually, but I want to check out more of her books, and I'm really excited for the next one of hers that I pick up. The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. 5 stars. I loved it. I'm gonna have to go back and annotate. This is everything I wanted in a book. Like, yes, I love sappy rom-coms. The best movie, well, best genre of movie ever. I had so much fun. They were so much fun. I loved the banter. Let's see. Wow. I've only read The Bodyguard and this one of Catherine Center so far. But I love the banter between her main characters. Like, it's so good. I found myself actually laughing out loud. I loved this book. I had a fantastic time with it. And I cannot wait to read more Catherine Center books. She's really becoming a new favorite author of mine. Granted, it's been 2 books, but like, you know, close enough. Don't. Got a bad kitty back. And I'm not being mean. She's called Bad Kitty because the only one she likes is my dad, and, you know, she doesn't like you. She lets you know. She gets very territorial, I suppose. Yeah, you can be nice. She also bullies the household pets. Poor Brody. Our poor dog. She picks on him so much. But anyway, to finish this out, yes, 5 stars. Yes, 5 stars. Yes, 5 stars. I sobbed during every single one of these books. I loved them. I need to reread them at some point to annotate them. Maybe next summer? These are very summery books. Very sweet. What is that? Very sweet, very mindful, or whatever. I don't understand it. But I am unfortunately subjected to it every second of the day on the internet. But anyway, these were amazing. I hope she does more in this kind of universe, I guess. I don't know who she would do it on, but these were fantastic. I'm going to have to check out more of her books because I had such a fun time with these three. And yeah, that is it. It was quite the month. We had a pretty rough go of it in the beginning, but it worked out at the end of the month. I had, I found so many great 5-star reads. I had a great time with the majority of books, and it was a good way to end out August, and I'm super excited for September. I actually, no, I do. I have my September books right here, and I'm going to start with Emily Wilde. Stop hissing at him. Oh my gosh, she's so cranky. But anyway, I've been meaning to get to this. I'm going to get to this because I just saw the second one come out with this kind of cover, the Barnes & Noble exclusive cover, and it's adorable, and I want to get it, but I don't know if I'm going to like the book yet, so I'm going to read the first one. But yeah, I'm super excited for the September video. I have so many good books coming. Just preview number 1, preview number 2, and preview number 3. But anyway, thanks so much for hanging out with me. And if you have any fall recommendations, please let me know. I'm always looking for fall books, spooky books, cozy mysteries, anything that has to do with fall. It's just really the best season,